It is one of the perks of having small feet is I can almost always get a good chunk of another sock if I knit socks because I have little feet. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Do So Knits YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Kristen and this is my YouTube channel where I share with you guys about my knitting and yarn that I bring into my life. So today's video is my April stash in and stash out video where I show you guys what I used up this month for my projects, the finished objects that I did, how many skeins of those I got out of my stash, and then all of the yarn that I brought into my stash as well. So this is basically kind of a yarn haul video that I like to share with you guys every month. So if those types of videos are not your jam, then please feel free to click away and I'd love to see you on the next podcast episode. I also would love to connect with you guys other places as well. So I am Do So Knits here on YouTube. I'm also Do So Knits on Instagram and Ravelry. And I also have a Discord channel for Do So Knits community members if you would like to chat and share with people in our community in a more interactive and real-time way. I am also going to be putting up on Instagram a cute little fun thing to do in my stories. On it, it's just going to be sharing what was your favorite project from April and what was your favorite skein of yarn if you have any as well. And then if there's any other favorites that you'd like to share, and I'll be sharing mine at the very end of this video. And then finally, before we get started, I would like to say that I am planning to do a little giveaway at the end of this video, so make sure you stick around if you are interested in that. So for April, that was a pretty productive month. I think I did not finish as many projects as I wanted, but I've been pretty monogamous on the ones that I've been working on. I'm still working on my sweater, still working on my shawl. I've been pretty good about sticking with those. I haven't started another shawl or another sweater, even though others have been calling my name, especially when all this yarn is sitting here staring at me always. But I am trying to be good and trying to finish those things before starting too many more. Plus, with all the socks that I have, I'm totally good because that vanilla knitting has been definitely scratching my knitting itch recently. However, I did finish some projects this month. So I finished some simple house slippers. Those I shared with you in the last podcast episode by graciously pulling my foot up as I was sitting in my chair and holding it up for you guys. So I did finish those. The purple from those was scrap yarn, so I do not count that in the yarn that I got out this month, even though technically it is. And it did use one skein of my Yarnspirations classic wool worsted. So one of these skeins did get out of my stash this month. In that same arena, I also finished a Mawson Hat, which is by Jared Flood. It is another one skein project, and I used that same classic worsted yarn. It was a new skein because that hat uses basically an entire 100 grams of worsted weight yarn, so that was another skein out of my stash. I also finished Shane's Musselburgh Hat, which I knit out of Chromatic Yarn's Sturdy Sock in the colorway Pop Pop, which was one of her Knitical Roll Yarn Club yarns, and I thought it knit up beautifully in that hat, and it has basically adorned Shane's head for the entire month since I finished it. And then finally, something you have not seen yet, but we'll see on the podcast episode next time, is my April Desert Vista Dyeworks socks. I finished these in Desert Vista Dyeworks in her Viso base, and it's Afromauve's His Way Home. It's one of her variegated colorways, and these were socks for Shane, and I finished those yesterday, April 30th, right in the nick of time of finishing them out for the month. So in total, I used about 4 skeins of yarn out this month, but with more on the needles, and hopefully next month, maybe I'll have a big, and we'll get a lot of skeins out. We shall see. We'll see how finishing the shawl and sweater go. I think I had mentioned in March's video that I was no longer calling these stash in and out. However, I might have called them March's favorites or something. I think I did not do that because I did not want to tell you the tally of yarn that I brought in last month, because I brought in quite a chunk of yarn. I think, looking back, it was about 76 skeins of yarn, with 2 of those being sweater quantities with both normal yarn and merino or mohair. So basically a sweater's worth of yarn plus a sweater's worth of yarn, 2 sweaters worth of yarns to make 8 sweaters worth of yarn. So I had 2 of those last month because of a sale, but this month I will say I was definitely more restrained, did not buy as much yarn as last month. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to think, I don't know, good is a relative term. I'm trying to maintain the size of my stash for the entire year. I'd like to keep it roughly the same size, but there's no hard and fast if I have more yarn at the end of the year than when I started. It is not something I'm super concerned with. I'm also interested in building up a little bit of a stash of yarns that are local to me here, because we are going to be moving later this year, and so those yarns are going to be either 1, unobtainable, or 2, obtainable, but with a little more of a dollar cost to them. So if I have the means and ability to get them now, I'm kind of getting them and then setting them aside, so that way when we leave, I will have yarns that remind me of this place and that I will love when we move. So all that to say, there's no hard and fast rules, and I have yarn to show you guys this month, although not as much as last month. So the first skeins I want to show you is I ordered some German sock yarn. As I mentioned, we are moving at the end of this year, so I would like to build up a little bit of a stock of these. So I've decided to cancel some of my subscription boxes to then replace it with these German yarns. Every month I'm going to just place an order for a couple skeins of some German sock yarn as my own little sock box that I'm building for myself to come in the mail every month. So I started that last month. The first skeins I got are all the same type, but I got multiple different colorways. So I got some Lana Grossa, Brilliante, Meilenweit. And so these are kind of how they knit up. Courtney had this and knit up a pair of socks. It might have been this color. And the socks come out this like beautiful marled stripy type thing. It is absolutely gorgeous. So I got a couple skeins of these. This is the first one. It is colorway 1655. These don't have actual words that go along with them. So this one's kind of like a gray with like a random pop of neon green, a random pop of neon blue, and a random pop of coral. And it feels so soft. And I love the Lana Grossa sock yarn. It just feels so good once it's knit up, and it's so warm. And so these are 100%, 100 grams, 420 meters, 75% virgin wool, and then 25% polyamide. So basically a 75-25 wool and nylon blend. So I got this first color. I also got a couple other colors because I could not resist, and this was my purchases this month. So this one is a like white with different shades of green. So there's like a teal, a light green, a white, a light blue. And it also will do the same little striping effect as the other one. And again, Lana Grossa Brilliante Meilenweit. The same 100 grams, 420 meters. And then I got this blue color as well. So this is a white with light blue, sky blue, a royal blue, and like a navy blue as well. So I am very excited for these. I think these, like I said, will kind of go into a hidey hole to go, and I will use them as we move. Maybe these might even be some yarn that I use while we move. I'm undecided. Oh, so this colorway is 1654. I was confused. I thought it was the same. And this one is 1657. And all these I got from a German store called Handarbeitswaren. and it is a German yarn store, and I'll link that in the description box along with other stores as well. So I got 3 skeins of those, and since 3 skeins wasn't enough, I also wanted to throw one more in there. I also got a Regia Premium, and this is a Merino yak yarn, 4-ply, and it is 100 grams, 437 yards. Oh, I was like, that's odd that it's on there in yards. So it's 100 grams, 400 meters, 3.5 ounces, 437 yards. And it is a yak colorway, and so it is 58% wool, 28% polyamide, and then 14% yak. And the yak just gives it this like beautiful heathering throughout. I believe this one was colorway like some type of teal, but on the ball band it's just color 7518. If I can find it, I will pop it on the screen right there or right there to show you the name of the color. But again, I also bought this from Handis Arbeidswaren, and I thought the yak is just really nice. I had knit my stranded hat and the Christmas is canceled with a yak yarn, and I really like how they kind of heather colors, and so I like to get a little stockpile of these because I think some neutral plain colored socks would also be fun. And this might not make it to the stash pile, so we shall see. Because since summer sock camp is happening this summer and I am a camp counselor, I plan to be working on a lot of socks. So the fact that most of these purchases are socks does not bother me at all. So this was another one. It's also super nice and soft. Had a little bit of a blue theme going on, but I think this month I might also be ordering a couple more of these because these kind of steal the heart. They're very nice. Alrighty, so those are those. The next yarn that came in the mail is something I actually ordered, I think, at the beginning of the month. I'd been watching the Grocery Girls podcast, and they mentioned how the Macks was having a little bit of a spring sale, and I wanted to look on there to see what they'd had, because I've watched the Grocery Girls, and sometimes I'm like, oh, that's really bright, not necessarily my thing, but they had some really pretty ones this past time, so I grabbed a couple of sock sets as well. So these are what they are. They look very similar now that I hold them together, like my mini skeins at least. So I got 2 sock sets. They're both the fingering weight sock set, and they're 80-20, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. What's really interesting is the main skein is 115 grams, so 372 meters, or 79 meters, and the mini skein is 20 grams, so it is 73 meters. And this is the first colorway I got. So I got this colorway initially thinking of a pair of socks for Shane, but they may be more so my style. The colorway name is Peanut Butter and Jelly, or PB&J. So a nice kind of corally, peachy brown almost. It looked a little browner in the photo. So it is a little pink. It's very close to my skin tone. But I really like the little purple contrasting heel or cuff or toe. And the fact that it's 379 meters feels like it's going to be very plump. And I like that it's like mostly a tonal with a little bit of speckles, because then I feel like I could still do some cable or slip stitch patterning on it and it would still look great. So that was the first one. And the second one is this purple combo. So again, it's that same 115 grams and then 379 meters with the 20 gram mini. And this colorway is called Tease. So again, I kind of stuck with the same theme of a nice tonal with just a little bit of speckles, and then a really nice, more coordinating cuff for heels, cuffs, and toes. I really like this one, but these might end up socks for Shane, but they might end up for socks for me because I don't think I have any purple socks. yeah, I'm excited to try this yarn. I'm thoroughly impressed with how it looks in the skein. It feels very nice, and I think it looks really fun. I'm really impressed that they're 135 grams for a set. So that means I'm definitely gonna have some leftovers of this if I knit them for myself, because I usually only use about 50 grams, even if I don't have a contrasting heel cuff and toe. So if I use 50 grams, so I use 50 grams normally, and let's say I use this whole 20, I'm only gonna be using like 30 to 40 grams of this main skein. So I could potentially, in both of these, knit socks for myself, and then do shorty socks or another pair of socks for another person as well. It is one of the perks of having small feet is I can almost always get a good chunk of another sock if I knit socks, because I have little feet. I don't know. I can't control that. I'm sorry. The next thing I got in the mail was I got an email from Etsy saying, hey, one of the people you've bought from before is sending a coupon. And it was a coupon for Mandy's Makings. And I have her little card right here. And I was like, oh, well, let me just see. I was actually seeing if she had another, like, share a pair of sock set or sock sets. And then I saw this. And then I went back to it and was like, and it was like, no, I can't. And then I went back to it and I was like, oh gosh, I really, really like that. So I bought this mini skein set. It came in this little bag with these two things. Got a little thank you note from Mandy herself. Amanda, thank you for the note. I love when people put little touches like that, because I know if they're doing that with every order, that's a lot of handwriting. So I really appreciate these, and they almost always end up on my little board up here. So this was her Vineyard collection, and it is 10 20-gram skeins. They're all 80 yards each. I have to sneeze. So I bought this beautiful batch of yarns, and I will try to show you them the best I can. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another skein of yarn and kind of bundle them all together at the top. I'm going to try to organize these the best I can. So these are some of the first colors. So it's a sparkle base, so it's 70% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and then 10% silver stellina. And you can definitely see the stellina as I am sitting here today. So these are kind of the pinks, and then a brown. There's also some blues, neutrals, so here's some of the blues. Shane just came inside. You could probably heard the door close. And then some greens as well. Even like these 6 together would make... They're so hard to hold. My hands are small too. Like a beautiful mini scrappy sock. So here they are all together. I think these would make... I don't know. They're so soft, like holding them right now. I'm thinking one of the cows that Amy Florence has made, the one with lots of stripes. I cannot remember the name of it right now, but I think that was kind of where my brain went initially on seeing these. It is 200 grams of yarn, so I have a couple possibilities, but I think that would be really fun, or maybe some other type of sampler type thing. I'm unsure. I want to use them all together though, because I think they look magical. And so yes, this is Mandy's Makings, her Vineyard collection, and it is a 200 gram mini skein set. And she sent the label like this because they will not fit around. So I will be doing the same thing of just storing them in this little bag. So the next thing I have to share definitely got lost in the mail. So I had ordered some of these in February. It was definitely February. And it just got lost in the mail, and I ordered from Lovecrafts, and I chatted with them. They're like, oh, if it's not here by this date, just let us know and we'll figure it out from there. That date came and went, and the yarn did not show up. So I contacted them. They're like, oh, we're so sorry. Do you want a refund or you want us to resend them? And I was like, please resend them because I had a coupon and I still want the yarn. And it's not like I was waiting for it for a specific project. I just bought the yarn because I had a coupon. So I bought more Jacob's fleece. So I got 7 skeins of this color. And I talked about, let me see, was it February? Yeah. In February's Stashing Out video, I went on about how I love this yarn. It feels rustic and beautiful, and I'm still excited to knit my jacket out of it. It's just now warming up, so I don't have the desire to really knit it, but hopefully it'll be perfect for when we move, and as long as we get somewhere slightly cold, I'm gonna be so happy. So I ordered more, and I ordered 7 skeins of this light gray colorway. And the reason I initially needed to order another one is because I did not realize on the jacket that I bought the 8 skeins for that you need 1 contrasting skein for like the cuffs and edgings. So I had to order some, and since I had a coupon, I had to get these. I got another source quantity. So I got 7 skeins, like I said, of this. So that way if I do use one on the jacket, I will have 6 to do another sweaters, because this is a DK weight yarn. It is 100% British wool, 225 meters for 100 grams. And I love that you can see the little, like you can see the stuff in the yarn. And it just feels amazing and smells amazing. And yes, so order these from Lovecrafts. They did absolutely amazing, and I have a link down for them as well if you'd like to check it out. Lovecrafts has kind of become my go-to when living here for commercial but still like wool yarns, because they have a great selection, they have great prices, they have the needles I need as well, and definitely like a great one-stop shop. And especially when they send you a coupon, like if you sign up for the newsletter, you get a coupon, and then if you buy yarn, they give you a coupon basically with your purchase. So it kind of becomes this never-ending, like as long as you keep buying, you keep getting more coupons so you can buy more. You don't have to buy as much as I do. You could buy one thing and probably get a coupon. Anyway, so I bought 7 skeins of this, and I also bought 1 skein in the colorway Ecru. So just a nice white. Why I bought 1 skein, I'm not sure what my brain was thinking. Maybe as an altering for like color work, or some of those Jennifer Steingass where like on the cuff you can do some alternating color work. I don't know. Maybe I'll dye it because I have some leftover dye, or like I said, as an alternating could work well. I just don't know why I bought 1. I don't know what you could do with 1 skein of DK white yarn. What do you think? What do you think I bought this yarn for? Let me know. So yes, definitely more skeins of West Yorkshire spinners. Super excited about that. It's gonna be amazing. I think a really lovely, like another cropped or like turtleneck type cropped sweater in DK weight yarn would be, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I might have to refer to Heather and Hops and see what types of sweaters she's knit, because every time she comes on and is wearing one of her sweaters, I just want to knit the same thing. So I have 2 more things to show you. I have my Yarnable box and then the giveaway that I would like to share. So this month I received my Yarnable box from Hypnotic Yarns. This is a monthly mystery yarn club that she does. You can get either DK or fingering weight skeins, 1 or 2 of each. And then you get some extra goodies as well. So it always comes packaged in this amazing little box with always reusable packaging, no plastic, which I really, really love about this box. It's one of the main things that when I buy from people, I really appreciate when there's limited plastic packaging, because I, as a person, am trying to use less plastic, so I appreciate when others are as well. So in the box, we get this little organza bag of some extra goodies. And let me say, when you open the box, this is basically what you smell. And they smell gorgeous. And so this month, we got dish soap and hand soap from Big Wood Soaps. So this dish soap is unscented. Although it does smell a little, I think to me it smells like lemon, but it has coconut oil, sodium hydroxide, castor oil, and citric acid. So that's probably where the citrusy smell is coming from. So we got a dish soap. We also got a hand soap, which is this one. So this one is lavender lemongrass, goat milk, and raw honey. So this will be going into my little collection of soaps, and this dish soap will be very handy as well. So that is that. You also always get a scratch off coupon to use on Hypnotic Yarn's website. And then the final goodie today was a retractable measuring tape. It says never not knitting. And it's one of the nice, you pull it out. You have the tape. It is a nice red, and then you hold the button and it retracts back. So we have that. These are always handy. I have one in basically every project bag when I have them. And then we also got a dish scrubber knitting pattern, and the download link is on this. So yes. And then for the yarn, I get 1 skein of fingering weight yarn. And so this month's yarn is brought to us by Stormwatch. So troubled seas, lightning, and rain scented air. So this is what it looks like. A really gorgeous dark purple with like lighter bits poking through. Definitely some grays and blacks. Definitely when you look out, if you imagine a dark winter night, stormy sky with a lighthouse. Yeah, this is what I imagine you would see in the sky. This is on her Plush sock base, which is very aptly named because it is so squishy and amazing. It is a 85-15 superwash merino nylon blend, and it is 437 yards. So I think this will be an amazing, it could be another Musselburgh or a pair of hats. It looks absolutely amazing, and it smells like lemon from the soap. So a great combination. Okay, and now finally I want to show you guys the yarn I want to give away this episode. So this past month I got my knitcrate subscription, and knitcrate has recently changed their subscription style to where you used to be able to pick your color vibe, which is what they say. You can pick basically a warm toned, a cool toned, or neutral toned. And I normally go to the neutral and cool tones. However, because they've had issues with shipping and with Corona, they changed their model to where you just basically get one of the 3 at random. And so this previous month I had considered on whether to keep the box or not, and I really love the yarn that came, but the color is just not my style. When I show you, you'll probably see, like, compared to what I'm wearing and what's behind me, it really just isn't my color. So I would love to send this wonderful yarn on to someone whose color it is and who's going to want to knit it up instantly. So that is why I would like to share with you guys my knit crate box for this month, and then I would like to give it away to one of you who would love to knit with this yarn and who hasn't tried knit crate before, and maybe you'll really enjoy the service and the goodies that come in it. So in the knit crate box, this is the sock membership crate. And so every month they send a little booklet. In the booklet, it shares the different yarn colors that are available. So these were the membership colors. When the membership changes the weight and colors every month, so it could be DK, it could be worsted. You always get 2 skeins in that one. And then the sock crate is a fingering weight, and you get 1 skein every month along with some other goodies along with this little booklet. So these are the colors for this month. And then in here you also get a couple patterns. So there's always a knit for the membership pattern. So there's a knit shawl pattern in here. So this shawl pattern is called Folioli by Amy Gunderson. And these are available on Ravelry for purchase if you would want the whole book or just a specific pattern. There's a crocheted bag pattern, which is called Pretty Petal Bag. And then there are 2 sock patterns. So Bright Side of the Moon socks. And then there is a crocheted pattern for socks. And these are cute. Fireside crochet socks, which is a crochet pattern. The knit socks are also super cute, I think. So, Bright Side of the Moon socks. So these are a nice cabled pattern sock. So this comes in the booklet, and I will be sending along to whoever wins this little giveaway. You also get a little extra, and so this month, the extra, oh, this is cute. This is a little stitch marker, and it's a little skein of yarn stitch marker from Hook and Cable. And they have Hook and Cable on Etsy and on Instagram. So I think that's super cute and fun. Definitely something you can adore into your sock knitting. And then we have the yarn for this month, which, like I said, it feels amazing. The color just is not my normal color. So this is Audine Wool's cabled or cloud sock. And I will show you the color. And the colorway I got was Eclipse. Ooh, it looks pretty on the screen. It's a very bright, poppy colored red with these little blips of black throughout, and it also feels amazing. So this blend is 60% superwash merino, it is 30% mohair and 10% nylon. So an easy way to make mohair bed socks without having to hold an extra skein of mohair because it's in the blend. And you can kind of see on, like right there, you can kind of see the little fuzz. So I would love to give this whole little box away. Like I said, if you look kind of behind me, there is not a lot of this bright kind of poppy magenta red. It's just not my go-to color, and I would just love to give it away to someone who is looking at the screen and going, that's my color. That is absolutely 100% my color. That is the color I would have picked. So I would love for you to get this color. So if you are interested in winning this knit crate giveaway, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and then leave a comment down below saying what you would knit out with this poppy color, or what was your favorite project or yarn that you used this past month. I would love to know. And I will draw a winner probably on 2 podcasts from now, because the next podcast, this video will only have been up for just a little bit, and I'd like to announce it again. So probably the one after that, I will draw a winner and do it that way. So yes. So that is all that I have to share with you guys this week. So in total, I brought in 11 skeins of yarn this month. I used 4 and brought in 11, so not too bad. Definitely brought in more than I used, but I've definitely learned buying yarn is a little bit easier than knitting it. Not that knitting is hard, but knitting it takes a little bit more time than clicking buy. But there's so many beautiful yarns out there, it's so hard to... I want to try everyone's yarn, and I just want to support all these independent makers, and you know, it's fun, and I like having it all here to share with you guys as well. So I would love to know what you guys are working on. Make sure, if you're interested, pop over to Instagram, check out my stories. If you want to participate, tell me what your favorites were for April. I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you're putting a little love into every stitch of your knitting, and I'll see you again on the next one. Bye! Oh, so thirsty. I hope you're putting a little stitch of love. I hope you're putting a little love in